know. Always need them.
Right, well now it's time to have a look at how two of our favourite games shape up when they go portable. And let's start with Total War Battles.
This is set in the same time and place as Shogun Total War, but as you can see, this is an entirely new kind of game. Instead of epic real-time battles with thousands of soldiers, you just get a small handful of units placed in a civilization-esque hexagonal grid. So it's kind of halfway between being a turn-based and a real-time game.
Affirmative. And battles play out as a sort of tug-of-war version of chess. The main rule is that there is no retreat. Units can either stay in one spot, move straight forward, or diagonally one hex in front of them, but there's a long cooldown on moving diagonally. Melee units can attack anyone in the 3 hexes in front of them, while ranged units can only shoot directly in front of them.
Yeah, so it's all about smart positioning of your units so that your rock hits their scissors while avoiding paper, so to speak. It seems simple at first, but it's actually quite complex. As you progress through the career, more and more unit types are added in, each with their own particular strengths and weaknesses. And knowing which unit to use, where to place it, and when to use it makes for some satisfying tactical decisions.
Also, in most battles, you have to build buildings. Some are used for training and some are used for gathering resources, but you can't just place them all over the place willy-nilly. Almost every building needs to connect to a specific other type of building. And to make it even trickier, they often can't be put next to another type of building for some reason.
Resource-generating buildings create extra loot when placed next to certain things on the map. Iron mines do better when placed against rocks, and logging camps get a boost when they're next to trees. Combine all of that with limited space and awkwardly shaped buildings, and you're going to need some good Tetris skills to figure out the best way to build your bases.
Your general also has a few special abilities, such as being able to reinforce a unit or give them an attack bonus, and it's making good use of this, which will see a satisfying win or a depressing defeat.
Each battle you win takes you one step closer on the campaign map to conquering Japan. But there are regular side missions along the way that can earn you some bonus XP, which you can spend to improve your units, abilities, and buildings. There's also the option to buy XP with real money, but you'll earn plenty of XP just playing through the game.
Your objective varies a lot from mission to mission too, which keeps things interesting. Often you have to get to the back of the enemy's base to take down their general, but other times you might just have to kill a certain number of units, survive a certain amount of time, or even just figure out how to place a specific number of buildings onto a map, to name but a few.
There's also a multiplayer mode where you both play on the same screen and try to take down each other's general. It's fun, but a bit fiddly for 2 people to play if you're playing on a phone rather than a tablet. But let's wrap this up, Badge. What are you giving it?
These are my favourite types of games on mobile phones and portable devices. Hex, I love the turn-based strategy of it, and I love the Total War series, so I'm giving this 8 out of 10 rubber chickens.
Yeah, as far as mobile strategy goes, I think this is definitely one of the better games out there, so it's 8 from me as well.
Oh, next up, Lego Harry Potter, years 5 to 7, portable.
Okay, so last year we played the second Lego game based on the Harry Potter octology.
I'll stop you there, Hex. I think you'll find there's no octopuses in the Harry Potter universe.
No, Bajo, I said octology. It's when you have 8 films in a row. You know, like the Toy Story movies are a trilogy. This is an octology because there's 8 of them.
There's none in the Toy Story universe either, I think. Oh no, there's 1 octopus.
If only they'd made 6 Harry Potter films, then it'd be a Harry Potter hexology.
Oh, that would have been awesome. But getting back to Lego Harry Potter, the console game was great, and now it's been shrunk down for iOS.
No octopuses.
Huh?
Hex, I was quite surprised at how good a job they did of recreating the console experience here. You can wave your wand around to levitate Lego blocks and cast lots of spells to solve puzzles, and the controls translate quite well to a touchscreen too, although some of the original has been lost in translation, especially the graphics. Some of those beautiful, almost stunning things you would see in the console version are much simplified here.
To be fair, this version of the game has been coded to run on much older phones, so they did have to scale back the graphics a bit.
Yeah, but considering you get more than 10 hours of gameplay, I was actually quite surprised. And there are some really cool features as well. Rearranging picture puzzles by tapping the blocks with your finger is a nice touch, and the side-on broom flying sequences are great. Oh, and how good were the wizard duels?
Oh, I love those. It's like you're playing tennis, except instead of a tennis ball, it's a flaming ball of fire that can really hurt you. I do have a few gripes with this game, though, like the lack of two-player mode.
Oh, two-player was the best part of the LEGO games. I also felt that some of the puzzles were a little bit forced. I remember running into a locked gate. No problem, I'll just walk around it. Oh wait, there's an invisible wall blocking my path because the game wants me to run around and find ingredients, then cook them into a potion so I'll be strong enough to open this gate. Really?
Also, it's a bit weird that there's a magician's cauldron just sitting there on the train platform in the first place.
Affirmative. There are quite a few sections where the puzzles don't fit together nearly as neatly as the game's Lego bricks.
I also didn't think the cutscenes did a very good job of telling the story. To summarise long conversations with a few grunts, it just doesn't quite work for such an epic story of Harry Potter. But we should wrap this up, Hex. Final thoughts?
Well, I actually think they crammed a whole lot of Harry Potter goodness into one tiny little app, so I'm giving it 8 out of 10 rubber chickens.
I think it's a good alternative if you don't have access to the console versions, but they are much, much better. I'm giving this 7.